Myself, Dr. Hema Kulkarni from Swami Atmanand Government English Medium College, Dhanora, District Durg, Chhattisgarh. Today's topic, which I will be taking, is presentation in mammals. As you all know, that placenta is a formation which has its contribution from the embryo as well as from the mother's uterine endometrial wall. So, placenta in mammals is formed for giving nutrition to the developing embryo. It is differentiated into many kinds on the basis of its formation, and these are classified as follows: on the basis of extraembryonic membrane, on the basis of distribution of chorionic villi, on the basis of embedding of embryo, on the basis of tearing of uterine wall, and on the basis of participation of uterine and chorionic walls. So, if we take into account the structure of placenta, as you can see, the placenta is actually the formation from the four extraembryonic membrane, which are yolk sac, chorion, amnion, and allantois. So in this manner, it is being formed. So this is yolk sac, which is very small in mammals, in all eukaryotic mammals. This is the amniotic part, amniotic layer, which is having in between the amniotic part and the embryo, amniotic fluid is filled inside it, and this entire structure which forms the umbilical cord is having its connection in the form of placenta in the mother's uterine endometrial wall. So on the basis of extraembryonic membrane, we can say that there are two kinds of placenta: choriovitelline placenta and chorioallantoic placenta. So first, taking into account choriovitelline placenta, chorionic part is present. Chorionic part is in the form of chorionic villi, and allantois is a smaller part, but the yolk sac part is very big. So such kind of placenta is called as choriovitelline placenta, and it is present in all the metatherian mammals, that is the kangaroo, or you can say those who have marsupium, or they are also called as marsupials. Example is kangaroo. Now the chorioallantoic placenta is somewhat like this, in which the embryo is surrounded by the amnion, and in between the two there is presence of amniotic cavity which is filled with amniotic fluid. Yolk sac is very small, allantois is larger, and the entire part of chorion is having the attachment with the uterine wall with in the form of chorionic villi. So such kind of placenta is called as chorioallantoic placenta. So this is the formation. These are the chorionic villi. This is the embryo. This entire part is amnion, and a smaller portion of the allantois is also getting making finger-like connections with the chorionic part. And this is the uterine endometrial wall. So this kind of placenta is called as chorioallantoic placenta, and it is present in all the eukaryotic mammals. That is right from human beings till the smallest mammal, which we say a small rat or any other mammal as big as whale or as big as elephant. So this was on the basis of the participation of chorionic extraembryonic membrane. Now on the basis of the chorionic villi, how the chorionic villi is uh, distributed in the in the placenta. On that basis, we divide it into again four parts: diffused placenta, cotyledonary placenta, zonary placenta, and discoidal placenta. So diffuse placenta is the entire part of the chorionic villi are distributed evenly and such kind of in the entire endometrial wall, and such kind of placenta is called as diffuse placenta, which is present in most of the animals like whale and even even the ungulates like camel and other mammals like deer, etc. Then cotyledonal placenta, in which the chorionic villi are distributed in the uterine or embedded in the uterine endometrial wall in the form of small cotyledons. Small bunches of chorionic finger-like projections are formed, which are called as cotyledons, and such kind of placenta is present in cow, buffalo, and sheep, goat, etc. Now we take into account the zonary placenta. The zonary placenta is zone-like formation of or a band-like formation of the entire chorionic villi in the uterine endometrial wall, and it is present in the carnivores. In monkeys, humans, and other mammals like rabbit, Lygomorpha, there is discoidal placenta, which is in the form of a disc-like formation in in the uterine endometrial wall. That is, the chorionic villi are formed in a form of a disc, distributed in the form of a disc. Now, on the basis of embedding of the embryo, we again demarcate into three kinds: superficial placenta, eccentric placenta, and interstitial placenta. Interstitial placenta, superficial placenta, if you take into account, the embryo is not much embedded inside the uterine endometrial wall, but it is superficially arranged and it is present in almost all the grazing animals, ruminants. This kind of placenta is present. Then if we take into account the eccentric placenta, from the center it is little bit embedded, but the chorionic villi distribution is almost on the three-fourth part of the, almost on the two-third part of the embryo or the placental distribution is formed. It forms two-third formation, and this kind of placenta is present in all the carnivores. Now, if we take into account the interstitial, as the name sounds, interstitial means embedded. So the entire part of the uterine wall and the embryo is having the presence of the placenta. If the chorionic villi and the placenta is literally the embryo is embedded inside the wall of the uterus. And such kind of placenta is present in the human beings, all primata, monkeys, and apes. Now, if we take into account on the basis of the tearing of the uterine endometrial wall, so if we take into account such kind of placenta is deciduate placenta, non-deciduate placenta, and contradeciduate placenta. So when the uterine endometrial wall is having lots of destruction, such kind of placenta is called as deciduate placenta, in which the uterine wall is torn up very much. So it is present in man, in human beings, primata, lygomorpha, carnivora, etc. Non-deciduate placenta, in which the baby comes out very easily and there is no destruction to the uterine endometrial wall, and almost in all the ungulates like pig, cattle, and all ruminants, this kind of placenta, and most of the other mammals also like bat or rat, in all these such kind of placenta is present. Whereas contradeciduate placenta is the uterine endometrial wall is simply withdrawn inside the body of the mother itself and there is no blood loss. For example, it takes place, it happens in Talpidae family, that is in moles. On the basis of uterine and chorionic participation, walls of the uterus and the chorion, we can again divide it into its 5 kinds like epitheliochorial placenta, syndesmochorial placenta, endothelioporial placenta and hemoporial placenta and hemoendothelial placenta. So when all these six layers are present, such kind of placenta is called as epitheliochorial placenta. That is, there is presence of chorionic epithelial cells, fetal connective tissue, fetal endothelial cells, and the uterine endometrial epithelial cells, maternal connective tissue, and maternal endothelial cells. So such kind of placenta is called as epitheliochorial placenta, which is present in kangaroo, that is in marsupials, in pig, in horse, etc. If we take into account the next placenta, that is syndesmochorial placenta, if there is absence of this endometrial epithelial cells, so such kind of placenta will be called as syndesmochorial placenta, because the entire chorionic part is embedded in the maternal connective tissue and maternal endothelium. And this kind of placenta is present in again the ruminants, that is cow, goat, sheep, etc. If we say that maternal connective tissue is also absent and maternal endometrial epithelial cells are also absent, so such kind of placenta is called as endothelioporial placenta, and such kind of placenta is present in endothelioporial placenta is present in all the carnivores. Okay. Now we say that the entire chorionic part is not having, it is just embedded in a blood pool, and there is absence of endometrial epithelial cells or the connective tissue or the maternal blood vessels. So such kind of placenta is called as hemoporial placenta, and it is exclusively present in primata and man, that is in man, monkeys and ape. And again, if we take into account the absence of the chorionic epithelium, fetal connective tissue is also absent. That is, the fetus part 2 of the layers are absent. And this entire 3 layers of maternal connective tissue or epithelial cells or maternal endothelial is absolutely absent. And the fetal endothelial cells are embedded in the blood pool of the uterine side or from the mother. Such kind of placenta is called as hemoporial, as the name sounds. Hem means blood, chorial means embryonic part. So hemoendothelial, that is again the blood pool from the mother, and endothelium means this is the part of the blood vessels from the embryo. So such kind of placenta is present in rabbit, rodents, etc. So now coming to the functions of placenta, it provides nutrition, that it supplies the nutrition to the mother, to the embryo from the mother. It helps in excretion. The waste products are removed from the embryo through placenta. It helps in respiration. And the basic is it provides protection to the embryo from foreign bodies and other microorganisms. The source of